Guess I'm glad the series is over. What a way to go out on the worst fucking movie in the series. Yeah, this is a spoiler review because I have to talk about all the stupid shit this movie does that really ruins it. Today I'm talking about No Time to Die. My money was wasted on this piece of shit steelbook. I'm gonna comment on the steelbook real quick. The steelbook was like $35, maybe $40. And I got this because I love this series. I love what the series used to be. Where it used to be fun, it used to not piss me off with every decision it made. I loved this series. And the past few Daniel Craig movies, past couple, this and Spectre, have really shown that the people in charge of the series do not know what to do with it now. Especially this movie. Taking established characters, just shitting them away because they've written themselves into a fucking corner and they don't know what to do. So they take the easy way out, like the Star Wars sequel trilogy did, killing Han Solo, Princess Leia, and fucking Luke. They did what even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull did, killing off Indy Senior off screen. This stands for everything I hate about Hollywood right now. And just nowadays as a whole. But yeah, film's No Time to Die, directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga from 2021, and it stars Daniel Craig, Rami Malek, Léa Seydoux, Lashana Lynch, Ben Whishaw, Naomi Harris, Jeffrey Wright, Christoph Waltz, Ralph Fiennes, and Ana de Armas. Now in this film, Bond has left active service and is enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica. His peace is short-lived when his old friend Felix Leiter from the CIA turns up asking for help. The mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist turns out to be far more treacherous than expected, leading Bond onto the trail of a mysterious new villain armed with dangerous new technology. So, you already know what I think of this movie. I think it is the worst. This is the worst in the series for me. I'm not saying objectively, because apparently a lot of people lost their shit over this, loved it. If you love it, that's fine. I severely disagree, and I think this movie makes all the wrong choices. But by all means, different opinions make the world go around. We don't have to fight over them. If we can nicely talk about them in a civil manner, that'd be the greatest. Die Another Day is better than this. It is. I know there are people that will not be with me on that opinion. Die Another Day is better than this. Die Another Day didn't kill off established characters for shock value under the guise of doing something different or having stakes, because these characters die in the most stupid, horribly done ways, and it just shows these creators, these people writing this shit don't know what they're doing. And you know what? I'm glad Cary Joji Fukunaga got me too'd. I am. Because his direction here isn't that great. I'll say that right now. His direction isn't that great, and the fact that he's getting called out for, sexually assaulting women and all that, I'm fine with it. Perfectly fine with it. Because I don't want him to ever direct a movie ever again after this. The fact that they picked a director who's barely directed other shit pisses me off. At least Sam Mendes, who directed Skyfall and Spectre, has directed good movies before. Let me bring up a couple of them. Sam Mendes also directed Road to Perdition, Jarhead. I mean, I never saw 1917. A lot of people seem to like it. But he also directed American Beauty with Kevin Spacey, so fuck that. But he directed Road to Perdition, which I consider a pretty great movie. I do. Even though I have my not so great opinions on Tom Hanks now, I still think it's a great film. This is not a great film. Again, before I go any further of explaining what I hate about this movie, spoilers. And again, I'll talk about this terrible 4K Blu-ray. I didn't watch the 4K Blu-ray, I watched the Blu-ray because the TV was in use. But I'll talk about these hard copies destroying the Blu-ray market. Daniel Craig as James Bond. He's good in the film. He is. He really does sell the role. I think this is his best performance as Bond. Rami Malek as Lucifer Safin. Quite possibly one of the worst villains ever, along with Silva. And this version of Blofeld, which I'll get to that. Rami Malek, I feel like they just picked him because when this film was in early development, Bohemian Rhapsody had just won an Academy Award. So that's my guess. They were like, oh, he's a star on the rise, we have to pick him. You know, they used to pick foreign actors who had never really been in big movies before, give them a chance, like, you know, Gert Frobe, fucking La Telena. Like, they used to give foreign actors a chance to play villains, and it was usually pretty interesting. And it gave it an action. It didn't feel like they were just. It didn't feel like diversity for diversity's sake. It felt like, oh, like an interesting exotic villain that really worked. Rami Malek is not exotic. He's not threatening. He has this put on grovelly voice that does not scare me. It's not creepy. It's creepy in the wrong way where it doesn't. It's not threatening. It isn't. And I don't buy it. I'll get to another reason I hate his character later. Léa Seydoux as Madeline Swan. Again, they keep trying to push her as Bond's one and only. This film doesn't help what Spectre set up, which Spectre barely set up a romance. It barely set up a fling. She, like, falls for him after he kills Dave Bautista. That's about it. But yeah, she doesn't have a ton more to do here. She's really just a non-entity. Lashana Lynch as Nomi. A major issue with this film. I hate her. I hate her acting here. I haven't really seen anything else she's been in. Apparently she was in The Woman King. She was in Captain Marvel. I never saw that. I don't care to see it. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Again, stuff I don't care to see. She's going to be in The Marvels. She was in Brotherhood, directed by Noel Clarke. I never saw that. I was thinking of maybe at some point seeing it, but still, she doesn't impress here. She takes over the 007 code name, and she's just not threatening. Also, she doesn't buy being badass, and to be honest, the only reason she's there is for diversity. I'm not saying that she couldn't have played a better character, but what she's given to do screams them wanting more diversity just for diversity's sake and not having a reason. There's no reason. Like, why? Moneypenny, at least, you know what? I'll give Naomie Harris this. She's good. She's good in the role. She proved that she could be more than just, you know, diversity for diversity's sake. And she actually has done a good job playing Moneypenny. Naomie Harris has done a good job. Lashana Lynch has not. Ben Whishaw's Q. The only real thing you learn about Q in this film is that he's gay. Wow, what a great addition to his character, guys. He's gay. Bond and Moneypenny come over and need his help, and he's making dinner for his boyfriend. Aww. He's fine. It's just nothing is added to his character. They don't really do anything with him. Jeffrey Wright is just there to die as Felix Leiter. So is Christoph Waltz as Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Ray Fiennes is okay as M. Billy Magnuson is a horrible secondary villain as Logan Ash. And Ana de Armas, she's one of the few good things about the film, but she's in the film for 10 minutes, maybe? Yet she's on the poster. She should have been the main Bond girl. I actually liked her. She seemed to know what she was doing with the choreography. She actually sold the choreography, the fight choreography, which in this film's few action scenes, it seems like I feel like she did a good job. The opening title sequence was uninspired. It's clear that they were trying to do a throwback thing, but it looks so cheap with the CGI. It feels like a rush job. It feels like they didn't want to do as many like CG renders or 3D renders. So they basically just stuck to flat colors, and it just really looks cheap. Especially the part where with Safin's like masks exploding into green mist. That all just looks so cheap. And the song No Time to Die by Billie Eilish, I don't mind it, but they could have picked a way better song. Again, they're picking just popular singers instead of the right singer for the job. Popular singers at the moment, no one's talking about Billie Eilish now, are they? They are talking about Sam Smith, but for different reasons. Sorry. Just, this film took a lot out of me. This film is 2 hours and 43 minutes. It does not need to be that long, because they stretch out so much shit in this movie. They stretch out certain chase sequences to the point where they aren't exciting anymore. And the way that this is filmed just feels so amateur. This feels amateurish. Also, again, I pre-ordered this from Zavvi. What is that? They have a US branch, but I pre-ordered this from the UK branch because there was a better sale on it. I got this for like $40 because I was like, okay, I'm a fan of the Bond movies. I want this for my collection to finish out the Bond collection because I already have this, which is a decent at best set because there are issues with it. I'm going to do a review on that after this. But yeah, I wanted to have all the movies. Even if I didn't love all of them, I wanted to have all of them. I'm thinking about selling this because this is a piece of shit. You mean to tell me I had to wait all that time for this pre-order to go through? And it has 0 features. Just the movie. Just the movie. $40. This is why the Blu-ray market is failing. This is why the Blu-ray market is at the lowest it's ever been. It is failing because of shit like this, where they skimp out on special features, they don't do anything special. Maybe they did another release later that does have special features. I don't care. This is the one I bought. The fact that it's $40 and didn't have any special features is bullshit. It should never be that way. Like, even like, these are some of the laziest discs. The laziest looking discs. Oh, wow. It's literally just the title of the movie. There's no art. There's a picture of Nomi. This film is a piece of shit. It really is. There have been many people who have gone crazy about this. I think Sean Chandler Talks Movies, which is a YouTube channel I visit often, because he does seem to give more movies a chance. Like, he gave Run, Hide, Fight a chance. I gained a lot of respect for him for at least looking at it as a movie. Same for Line of Duty. So I have gained a lot of respect for him because he actually does like to give indie films a chance. Even direct-to-video, whatever term, reductionist term people want to use for it. He put No Time to Die as his #1 Bond film of all time. Now, I'm not going to say, like, he's wrong. In my opinion, this is the worst. Because it shits on everything that Bond is. It shits on everything in Bond's past. He has gadgets that barely work. Craig is given, like, no dignity by the end of this movie. He's basically... These films are written in a way to make Bond as stupid as possible. They keep making it so that, oh, he figures out this thing just in the nick of time, and... This film kills off 3 big characters. And I'm going to tell you how they kill them off. They kill off Felix Leiter in the first hour on a boat, where he's with Billy Magnuson's character, who Bond earlier says, oh, he smiles too much, I'm not a fan of him. And then Billy Magnuson turns out to be a bad guy, and he shoots Felix Leiter, and Felix dies underwater without really anything, he doesn't get to do anything before he dies. He's just there to die. He's not there to say anything interesting, he's not there for any action scene, and this is by far the worst Felix. The Felix thing doesn't bother me so much as the way they kill off Blofeld. Bond is interrogating Blofeld at a prison, and at one point Blofeld says Bond says die, and then Blofeld's like, what? And then Bond starts choking him, and then he jerks away his hand. Blofeld's fine. Camera cuts over to Tanner and Bond, and Tanner's saying, you can't do that while interrogating someone. Camera cuts back. Blofeld is fucking dead. Blofeld died off screen in this film. You know, all they were trying to set up in the last film about Blofeld being the one who killed Madeline Swan's mother, who is Blofeld being the reason that Vesper betrayed Bond, the reason that Green betrayed Vesper, the reason that Silva betrayed M. Nope. He's just there to be in one scene where he dies off screen, destroying everything they've set up about the character to be like, oh shit, Blofeld's dead. Now we have this main villain who is a fucking pussy. Rami Malek is not a good villain at all. I don't know who the fuck picked Rami Malek. They should be fucking fired. That is one of the worst decisions I have ever seen casting-wise in anything ever. Javier Bardem in Skyfall could have been cool. Javier Bardem is a good actor. He was terrible in that film. And the main thing we learned about him was that he was gay as well. Just like Q. Oh yeah, Q's gay, so he has to have cats. What? By far the worst offense of this film is at the end where they have Bond die. The way that they kill off Bond is that Safin has this thing around his neck, this little red vial that he ends up breaking open as Bond is like attacks him and like pushes him into this like pond or whatever, this fountain kind of thing. And and it breaks open, and then Bond is infected, and so is Safin. Bond shoots Safin, and apparently, as Safin says, anyone you come in contact with will die instantly. Even Madeline and Matilda, who is Bond's daughter. So, in order for them to make this villain, in their eyes, in the writer's eyes, a threat, they had to have him kill James Bond, and he's still not threatening. Because I don't buy this. I don't buy this bullshit of writers writing themselves into corners like they did with this whole series. If they hadn't have tried to connect all of Craig's Bond films like this in the stupidest way possible, this I don't think this would have happened. They would have been like, oh, he's retiring for now or something, and we'll have a new Bond in the next movie. Which only gives credence to the stupid 007 codename theory, which this film pushes because of Nomi having the 007 codename. And Bond ends up dying telling Madeline, the girl's got my eyes, doesn't she? And he gets blown up by missiles. Isn't that what everybody wanted? Didn't everyone want Bond to die? Jesus Christ. I fucking hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. I hated Spectre, and I somehow hate this more. There are decent things about this movie. None of them can raise my score enough to make this even okay. Craig is good, and some of the action is decent. One of the issues is there's not enough action, and the other issue is they basically try to make Bond like a tortured character, which there have been elements of that in the past films, but they harp on it so much in these movies that you don't care. They harp on, oh, this is going to be Bond's last movie, and there's multiple characters that are like, you'll never make it out alive. Foreshadowing the thing that, I knew Bond was going to die by the end when I went into this. That does not change my opinion. My opinion still stands. I think this is the worst Bond film, and I think it is the worst Bond film because it completely destroys everything Bond used to be, is. Skyfall did it too, but at least Skyfall I was entertained in some way. I wasn't entertained here. I hated this. And I don't know what else to say. Pros, again. Daniel Craig, Lea Seydoux. Oh wait, I'm forgetting something. Nomi. There's one point in the movie, well, there's this whole thing that goes on throughout the movie that's supposed to be funny, where Nomi's like, I'm 007 now, that must hurt you. And her and Bond have this really friendly rapport. And then near the end, the scientist is being annoying, and she's like, wow, he's really starting to get on my nerves. And at one point, she sees someone fall after she shoots them into this, like, stuff that, like, starts melting his body. And the scientist says, we can even use this chemical to exterminate your race. And then she says, you know what time it is? And he says, no, I don't. And she's like, it's time for you to die. She throws him into the thing, and it's supposed to be a real girl boss moment, because this character has nothing else. She has nothing else to her character. She really doesn't. She's a bland character, and she's just there to have that moment of, wow, she's not... She killed the racist. Wow. Like, yeah, he's a terrible character. He's barely given a character anyway. The only thing to his character there was to give us a reason to hate his guts, and they went with the lowest common denominator, which wasn't writing something believable, They made him out to be the dumbest racist ever, just to have a moment where, oh, the black woman kills the racist white man. I can see why some people called this movie woke. I can see it. I can really see it. They're trying, like, they don't give the movie basically doesn't have a Bond girl because the girl is basically not in it for most of the film. Freaking fuck. Just, I'm getting to the pros and cons. I can't talk about this movie anymore, else I'm gonna get sick. Daniel Craig, some of the action was decent. That's the only good. Cons. Basically the rest of the entire movie. If you like the video, comment down below, like, subscribe, whatever. Movie Review Next Door out.